So let's talk tech. I'm joined by lead for Eyes of Africa, Henry Kobler. Let me just read a few pointers for you about our tech industry. Ghana's tech ecosystem has experienced tremendous growth in recent years, with 2021 seeing a record number of investments. Tech startups across the continent received $4.8 billion of investments, with the emergence of at least 5 new tech unicorns, startups valued at $1 billion. And that's just a few of the things that we have achieved in the tech space. I want to bring in Henry Kobler. And so for this Wednesday, as we talk tech, I just thought we could celebrate our tech ecosystem and what we have been able to accomplish. And it looks impressive, Henry. You are muted.
Yes, thank you very much. So there's been a lot of work that's gone into the African startup community. I mean, a lot of hard work from very young lads, being able to achieve amazing, a lot of investments getting into some of these startups. And if you're looking at the solutions, which is more particular for me, I think that it's solving major problems. If you're looking at startups like Flutterwave, that's sort of looked at as a unicorn in terms of what has been able to achieve, cutting across fintech over Africa, innovative solutions, making payments seamlessly easy. Just within their own way, it makes it better. We're having people in terms of the farmer line in Ghana where they're doing amazing in terms of the agriculture sector and having major investments flowing into their startups. ZPay looking at payments. Quite a lot of them, especially in Ghana, solving petty problems. I think that it makes it better, in terms of what Africa is really ready to achieve in terms of the minds that are around. What I can only look out for is the policies and then the environment that comes around some of these startups to grow, because I think that becomes the major challenge in terms of...
And so in terms of policy and the environment, what do they need?
Generally, if you're starting businesses in Africa, it should be a very simple process where the tax regimes should be a bit relaxed for, some of these startups. It's a bit of thing in talk and in policy document, but in terms of realities, when you have to work into GRA, especially in Ghana, it's a different conversation altogether. In terms of the, leveling, in terms of the raw materials and all of these things. You just showed robotics. Bringing in some of these fabricated robots and other things really will cost you an arm. And so in terms of all of that, the environment to relatively relax and make sure that the young blood can go through and produce easily is very important. There are always times where you have technology preceding policies, say in terms of cryptocurrency markets and all of that. And so you would have a lot of people getting into the blockchain technologies, but really are just frustrated because there's no policy from either the regulators to sort of guide them through what they have to do. And so they'll sort of always be in the middle of everything, and then they will just be caught up by the laws because there's just some policy that is raising up. Again, also because I like to applaud taxes, but again, it also has to deal with the good frequencies. And so we're having some of the levels of taxes, running around some of the startups, it becomes a bit difficult for them to implement. And so for me, it's more about the policy, even as simple as company registration to as major as tax filings and all of this, which I know the government is doing a lot to make sure that they are easy. I think that is also a bit of an intentional process to sort of give some level of leverage or set up committees or some sites to make sure that, anybody that's sort of bringing in some of these businesses is not political, but it's sort of looking at solving the real problems. I've seen a lot of innovations and funding go out to a lot of people who definitely are not any way bringing in any of these innovative solutions to it, because it would always expose you if you're not building a real-time product, you would always be in the room.
Okay, and I mentioned in my intro that the AFDB meetings today, they're going to be looking at building digital economies, resilient digital economies. And so if they're watching this afternoon, what do you have to tell them about the role of tech?
So tech is really Africa's chance to really be up there again. Avoid anything mines or all these natural resources. Tech is the next big thing that we sort of need to build up on. We're at the level where we have almost every resource like the internet and all of that to sort of leapfrog and make a lot out of it. I think that what I could just tell them is that they should just really look at the policies that guides most of these developments that gets around. A lot of people have a lot of interest in these tech platforms. I don't think that we have to build an intentional ecosystem. It's an ecosystem that builds by itself.
All
And
right.
so it's more about the intentional support that comes around it to make sure that it works. Yeah.
All right. Happy Africa Day, Henry. And that's the marketplace. Thanks for watching. More news on our website at joyonline.com.